Hey guys, this is Thoth from the Batsquatch podcast. I was just letting you know that if you're down on your luck, you ain't got any money, and you're sick of begging your parents for money to buy a beer or anything at all, download the Anchor app. The Anchor app is the easiest way to make a podcast. I mean, it's almost as easy as breathing. They distribute it for you. They teach you how to do basically everything. It's kind of like guided meditation for the podcast enthusiast. I mean, this is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, I can't think of anything that's easier or more fun than getting on the Anchor app and making a podcast. So get on board and try it out. It's amazing. Thanks. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Batsquatch podcast. This is Thoth. Just calling, or not calling, but just wanted to welcome everybody back to the second podcast. This podcast is about spirituality, mixed martial arts, UFOs, and paganism. And I just want to start off by saying that to everyone who's listening, that I just wanted to express my unconditional love to all of you and let you know that I truly love you unconditionally. Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about was the alignment that happened just this last weekend. Every alignment, they're like super hyped, and it's like you're going to walk through walls, and you're going to be able to levitate and lift rocks, all this, levitate rocks, all this stuff. But usually what happens in reality is that you'll get something, and it's usually some kind of small little thing. Like you'll feel it in your chakras or your spine, or meditation will be super easy. You can astral project with ease, and things will just flow to you. You'll feel happy. You'll get hits of joy and bliss, and you'll feel different. You'll feel like you're in a higher plane, even though you're here. But this last alignment, or Stargate, or whatever name everybody wants to give it, I sat down to meditate, and I was instantly gone from my body. I saw my body go limp as I was floating up above myself. I saw my body sitting there in a chair. I saw my head hit the wall, everything. And I went up, not in to the sky or into the clouds, or not anywhere in this dimension, this lower third dimension, or this lower plane, whatever you want to call it. But I was instantly gone to the higher planes, and kept going up and up and into the angelic realms. So the reason why these things keep happening is because the earth herself is bringing everyone to a higher spiritual plane. And that's why these type of things are going to start happening more and more. And that's the reason why meditation is so much easier now. And it's why you feel happy for no reason when you wake up, and when you do physical exercise, you feel different. You feel a noticeably different happiness, and it's more like a bliss. It's different. It's a joy. It's a noticeable joy and bliss. The fact that the planet, or the Mother Earth, is raising herself up to a higher spiritual plane is the primary cause or reason why why more people are experiencing depression and anxiety. More anxiety than depression, because your body, your physical body, has to adjust to those new higher spiritual energies, and that can cause anxiety and depression. If you feel these type of things, if you say to yourself, I accept these energies from Mother Earth and they are a part of me, then the anxiety attack will dissipate. It'll go away. It's almost instant, because that's the real reason. That's not to say that anxiety and depression aren't really happening. They are. But 80% of it is these new higher energies that the Mother Earth is taking us into. She's taking us into a higher spiritual plane, and it's gradual, and it's incremental, and it happens sporadically, and you'll feel these energies. And if you just accept them and say that in your mind, that I accept these energies from Mother Earth, and tell her thank you for these energies, your anxiety attack will it will go away. At least that's been my experience. And I've told that to a lot of people, and they've had the anxiety attack go away instantly. And your depression will start to lift. But one thing I also want to say is that there are cures for depression and anxiety, because we're also a minor effect of us going into those higher spiritual planes is we're experiencing the apocalypse energies, or what the Hopi prophecies talk about as the uncovering of different things, the uncovering of truth. And that means that more truth will start to come out into society, and people will be exposed for different things, for whatever, lying or bad things they've done. And part of that is cures for things. Like, for example, the best cure for depression is meditation, or mindfulness meditation, or just transcendental meditation, or vipassana meditation, because meditation rewires your brain, and it puts the serotonin back into your brain, and that's been scientifically proven. It lowers your blood pressure, and the list of health benefits go on, and that's all based in empirical science. And now you're starting to see what Krishna originally taught merge with science in our time. If you simply eat, you can change your diet. You can try a carnivore diet, you can try a vegan diet, you can try a gluten-free diet, you can try the paleo diet. But when you do those type of things, tell yourself you're trying the carnivore lifestyle, the paleo lifestyle, because then you won't crave things. If you say I'm on the paleo diet, then you're going to crave cupcakes or sugars and things like that. But if you say, I'm on the paleo lifestyle, then your brain adjusts. Your brain will relax and accept that. It's just more of the psychological programming of our Western society. Things are different in the East. In the Asian societies, they don't seem to have these little hang-ups that we have here in the West. There are natural alternatives to SSRIs. You can get 5-HTP, tryptophan. You can get these in capsule forms or liquid form. You can get herbs. There are a lot of anti-anxiety tinctures or herbal blends that really work. And if you try any of these, take them with vitamin D, because vitamin D controls 3,000 different chemicals in your brain, and one of them is serotonin. Another thing that you can do if you're having an anxiety attack is to clear the space around you of negative energy or of negative entities or negativity in general. And you can say, it's really simple. One thing that works really well is just simply ask Archangel Michael to protect you and clear out any negative energies around you. Or you can say, I call upon the highest divine love and light to clear the energies around me of any unseen negative entities and any unseen negative energies, and to take them to their highest places and send them back into reincarnation, and to break all psychic bonds. And then after you say that, say, it is done. Because if you say amen, you're giving energy to the god Amun-Ra, who is actually an alien who became a spiritual master, but was more of a negative type of master. And, that's part of our true ancient history. But the most underutilized antidepressant in Western countries is exercise. If you're having an anxiety attack, go to the gym, lift weights, get on the treadmill, do any form of exercise, because changing your environment will change your brain's perception. And exercise releases dopamine, endorphins, and they make you feel happy. And now you're in because the earth is taking us to a higher spiritual plane, you're going to feel higher energies when you exercise, like joy and bliss. And when you go to the gym, ask for divine help. Ask for your alien family, your star family, to help you there, to bring you out of your anxiety attack. And one other thing is that before you go to bed, ask for your divine family and your star family to heal your body of depression while you sleep, and to come and get you and help you and to protect you while you sleep. And they will. And one way that you can know that that's happening is that you won't remember your dreams. You'll go to the highest spiritual planes that you are comfortable with, and you won't remember it. And because that'll be your choice not to remember those experiences, because it'll be the energy associated with that memory will be too much for your physical body to handle, and it can't adjust to that fast enough, and it'll start to kind of throw you out of your equilibrium and homeostasis. So there are cures for depression. There are a blending of spirituality and supplementation and medical and psychological science. Or you can just pick one thing, try that, and see what works. Because these things have worked for me. They've worked for a lot of people I know. And you're not alone in your life. You always have your alien and your spiritual family around you all the time. They're just a thought away, and you just have to ask for their help, and they're there. And they will help you out. And one way that you can know that they're helping you is you'll experience hits of bliss and joy for no reason. You'll just be sitting there. All of a sudden you'll feel energized with happiness and bliss. And that's a way that you can know that they're helping you with any other things that you've asked for help with. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Another thing I wanted to talk about was that if you are having any kind of like insecurity issues and things like that, I would recommend that you start training in mixed martial arts. Now, I'm not talking about like taekwondo or karate or any of those type of things. I would go into MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, these type of things, because the majority of people they can't fight on the ground. If you take someone down to the ground, they have no idea how to defend themselves. And that can give you a huge advantage over 80% of the population in Western countries. Well, in most countries across the world. And it can give you an extreme amount of confidence. And in MMA, it's not just the sport, but it also teaches you how to handle weapons. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu will teach you how to handle weapons, how to defend yourself on the ground with a weapon. Fighting on the ground is an invaluable skill, and most people don't have it. And it makes you a calmer person. Most people who train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are the most chill and the most laid back people that you can meet, that I've ever met, that I know of. And it's because it gives you that super confidence that you can handle the situation, and you have an advantage over the majority of the world's population. It gives you an advantage because when you're on the ground, it's not about how big your muscles are or how many steroids you're pumping or injecting into your ass. It's about leverage and skill and your technical knowledge. You can be the biggest, strongest steroid enthusiast on the planet, and I see that as a positive thing. But if you are that guy and you end up on the ground with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, you're probably going to lose because that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy has the advantage and your muscles don't mean anything on the ground. It's about leverage and skill. And even most people, the majority of people who are in the gym, they don't have that skill of fighting on the ground in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Most of them don't. And even if you run into a steroided out guy with gigantic muscles who knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all those muscles and steroids won't come into play. It's going to be about the technical execution of the moves and thinking ahead and gaining the leverage. And that is something that can really propel your confidence. And I know some people who it's brought them out of depression just having Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in their lives. And it can really motivate you to just be a happier person and a more calm person. And of course, if you add weed into that mix, you're going to be even calmer and even happier, because weed is a happiness supplement, a happiness medicine, a plant medicine, but weed is extra happiness in your life. And if you have depression, there are strains of weed that are engineered by biochemists to bring you out of anxiety attacks and to to get more serotonin into your brain, more like Granddaddy Purple and Harlequin. These are strains that will work very well with depression and anxiety, because remember, weed isn't black and white anymore. It's not night and day. We only have this one and that one, and that's it. There are thousands upon thousands of different strains for thousands of different purposes. But if you eat an edible, just take a little bit, because your body changes it to 11-hydroxy metabolite, and it magnifies the effects. It changes it chemically. So it'll be really strong. So you take a little bit of an edible, of a gummy bear or a brownie. Take a little bit, and then see how that works. Because you can't die from weed. It's physically impossible unless it drops, like a gigantic box of weed falls on you. So, but you can feel uncomfortable if you eat a brownie all at once. And I wanted to bring up there's a lot of stuff going around about CBD. The hemp CBD and marijuana CBD are totally different. The hemp plant is a plant by itself, and marijuana is a plant by itself, and they're two different plants. These plants are not the same. They have never been the same. They have always been different since the human aliens brought them here and terraformed this planet billions of years ago. So every human person who's ever lived on this earth has had a cannabinoid system in their body or a marijuana system in their body. You don't have a hemp system in your body. You don't have a hemp system in your body. When you take hemp CBD, the hemp CBD, it goes to marijuana receptors. There are no hemp receptors. And sometimes the hemp will get in those receptors, sometimes it won't. That's why you have to get a massive 2,000 milligram, 1,000 milligram dosage of hemp, so hopefully it'll get into the marijuana receptors in your body that you're born with. Now, if you take a marijuana CBD supplement, then it goes to the marijuana receptors in your body, and it goes in every time with ease. And it works better in your body. And that's why you need less of a dosage of marijuana CBD, because it's going into those marijuana receptors, and your body handles it better. The anti marijuana people or anti-hemp, there are anti-hemp people, believe it or not. They want, and they're more like hemp is the only way, or hemp is the best way, and marijuana is evil, and that's false. Neither one is evil, but one does work better than the other. And I just wanted to clarify that, because you are born with a marijuana cannabinoid system in your body, not a hemp cannabinoid system. And going back to depression, there are a lot of psychedelics or plant medicines that will bring you out of depression. In other words, things like magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, peyote. These medicines can rewire your brain by taking you out of your body, taking your spirit to a higher dimension, a higher spiritual plane. And there you meet a spiritual guide or a goddess who will tell you what's wrong with you and tell you how she's going to heal you or how they're going to heal you. And you'll watch it happen. But if you're going to do ayahuasca, you have to spend the larger amount of money for the nicer resorts, so that you don't end up in a mosquito tent in the middle of a jungle. You want to spend money and go out of the United States or outside of Canada to do it, because that's where the goddess will come to you. Mother Ayahuasca is a goddess who will come to you there because she's connected to the plant. She's connected to that area. But those are options. I know people who have been cured by peyote ceremonies, who have been cured from depression by peyote ceremonies, who have been cured from depression with magic mushroom ceremonies with a shaman or a medicine man or a medicine practitioner, a traditional Native American medicine practitioner. And also with ayahuasca, if you're desperate and you can't shake your depression, then ayahuasca is the way that you'll be cured. And a lot of people have been cured that way, but you have to go out of the country. The best places to go is Peru, and go for the more expensive resort or more expensive retreat. Now, there are other ways too. If you want to take the time, you can meditate your way out, and you can do out of body meditation where you do a specific out of meditation technique that will take you out of your body. But what you have to protect yourself before you do it. You have to clear the space and ask for protection from Archangel Michael and from your star family and your benevolent ancestors and from the ascended masters. And they'll come. Once you leave your body, they'll come and get you. They'll come and get you. And they'll help you. And they'll teach you what you need to know. And they'll really help a lot. And another thing that you can do is to learn traditional, not traditional, but the basics of witchcraft or the basics of sorcery. And because there are goddesses who will come and help you heal and cure your body of whatever type of affliction you have. And these goddesses, they are very loving and kind, and they will help you. And it's not very complicated to get their help, you have to cast a circle and give offerings and things like that. And it's very, very basic and simple. Then they start to communicate with you and help you out, and you ask for their protection and their help before you do an out-of-body meditation, and they'll come and they'll help you. I've met a lot of them face to face, and they've always been very benevolent and kind, and some of their history has gotten changed over time to where they're portrayed as evil, or even or as demons. For example, the goddess Inanna, who goes back to ancient times, 14,000 years before Egypt even existed. She was a benevolent, kind goddess. Then as time went on, they changed her name to Easter or Ishtar, and then they changed it to... Then when Europe came along, they changed it to Astarte, and then eventually they changed it to Astaroth, and they changed her sex to a man and portrayed her as a demon in the Christian hell, which doesn't exist, by the way. There is no hell. It doesn't exist. All you have to do to know that is to leave your body and go to the higher planes. Not an out-of-body experience where you're floating around your house and you're out in your yard, but the higher planes where you ask for protection, and now you ask the Ascended Masters to come get you if you leave your body during your meditation, and they come and get you, and they show you what the truth of reality really is. And the truth is that there is no hell, there is no Satan, there is no devil. These things don't exist. These are lies made up by Constantine and the Nicene Council, and they go back to just a twisting of Hinduism and a twisting of yoga. But there are negative entities who exist, and they're in the plane slightly above the one we exist in, and most of them are aliens. Most of them are discarnate spirits who just have chosen negativity. And that's where your bad thoughts come from, and a lot of evil things come from that people do, where they get these ideas about different things. That's where it all comes from. But you can bypass all that if you ask for help when you meditate. And the Ascended Masters will come and get you, and they'll take you above that to the higher planes. But my experience with Astaroth has been that she is the goddess Inanna, and that she is not burning in hell. She's not a duke of hell. She's a very kind and loving goddess who practices healing arts and is there to help. If you want to experience Astaroth as a man, then that's what you'll have happen. You'll have another entity of some sort come and tell you, hey, yeah, I'm Astaroth, I have this many legions and things. You'll experience that if that's what you want to experience. But you also might experience another entity telling you that he is Astaroth and he's not bad and stuff. The way you know the difference, that you know the truth, is that your soul will tell you the truth. And you have to connect yourself to the Creator. And you do that by meditation and asking for help. The secret to meditation is asking for help. If you want to know the truth about the Creator or the source of everything, then you say that before you meditate, and you ask for the Ascended Masters to teach you that, and to come and get you and teach that to you and show it to you, and they will. Because God, or the Creator, is not a man with a beard, with a checkboard, or a typewriter typing down all the things you've done wrong. There is no punishment like that. The Creator is a consciousness that is a pure love consciousness that doesn't condemn you and will never punish you like that. The Creator gives you options. You can reincarnate, you can go to a higher plane, you can do all like thousands of different options it'll give you when you die. But you don't have to die to know that. You just simply have to meditate. And sometimes it may take a year, sometimes it might take a month to leave your body and have the masters, ascended masters, teach this to you or show this to you. And it's not something that you have to have a near-death experience to know. Especially now, since Mother Earth is raising us to a higher dimension, or a higher plane that is going to bypass the negative plane that's slightly above this one and take us to a higher one, like the fifth dimension or the fifth spiritual plane. So if you can have that experience, you don't have to die, and you can know the truth about life and reality and the universe. And once you know that, once you've experienced that and you've seen that, the fear goes away. Your fear of punishment after death, because there is no punishment after death. The Creator doesn't work like that. The Great Spirit doesn't work like that. And you can call it any name you want, Creator, Great Spirit, the source of all, whatever you want to call it. It's not a punishing Creator. It doesn't work that way. It gives you options. And when you meet it or you see it, when the masters show it to you and take you to that plane, you'll see that you are unique, but you're connected to the Creator. You could say that you could use the name Vishnu, that Vishnu is connected to everything and everyone. And that's what Krishna taught, was that Vishnu is connected to everything and is in everything. But you are unique. You are a unique spirit, or you are a unique eternal being, a higher dimensional, a higher spiritual being. And that's one thing that they teach, that's one thing that they teach almost immediately, the Ascended Masters, is that you're always connected to God, to the Source, or the Creator, or Vishnu. You're always connected. There is no separation from the Creator. But you are unique. You're a unique eternal being. And the Creator is omnipresent in everything. And that's a teaching or a truth that goes way, way back to the beginning of time, to the beginning of this planet's creation. and it's something that you can connect yourself to through meditation, and also through through psychedelics or plant medicine. One thing that a lot of people don't do is when they take like LSD 25, or if they take magic mushrooms or ayahuasca or peyote, they don't meditate. I know it's hard to meditate with all these beautiful colors and seeing all these higher dimensions. But if you can sit down and meditate, when you take those things, when you take those medicines, things will be different. Things will happen quickly. You will change quickly. It will accelerate your path or your journey to reach enlightenment or to reach the Creator. It speeds it up. And that's one thing that people don't even think of. Most people, just want to have fun, and that's cool. But you have to remember these are medicines. And if you're struggling with something, these medicines will bring you out of it. They'll help you, and they'll heal you. And meditating on them while you're taking them is a fast track. It's like folding space. You get there instantly. It speeds up the process of enlightenment, and you will see things that will be familiar to you, but you can't remember why you know them or why they're familiar. Sometimes you'll see your past lives. You'll see them all move right in front of you in panoramic vision. And that's something that you can do if meditation is hard for you. If it's hard for you to meditate, then taking plant medicines like that, like ayahuasca and magic mushrooms and peyote, will really help you do that. And then after you've done that, meditating regularly will be easier. And you'll see the world differently. You'll be overwhelmed with a sense of love for all things and all beings. And one thing, it will connect you to your divine nature, to the Creator. But that sense of love for all things will fade after about 3 or 4 days. And the way to get that back is through meditation and asking for help during meditation. But then throughout your daily life, you watch your thoughts, and if you let negative thoughts float away, or you can imagine them going behind you with a wind taking them away from you. But try not to have super negative thoughts, or I want to beat this guy down, I want to kick this guy in the balls. You let those thoughts go away. You don't entertain those type of thoughts, right? Because most of them aren't your thoughts anyway. They're negative entities. So at that point, you clear the space around you with the clearing. And then you'll notice that you'll have less negative thoughts throughout the day, throughout your daily routine and daily life. And your life will get better. And the hits of bliss and joy will come more often, more frequently. And you'll start to see the world differently. You'll start to be able to see the UFOs in the sky. You'll start to hear telepathic communication from Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and you'll start to be able to communicate telepathically with your star family and your ancestors. And these type of things are normal. They used to be our everyday normal back before we had all these cataclysms that changed the world, before Atlantis, Lemuria, before the Anunnaki came to this planet, and even before Krishna and Rama were here. Things were different. We had these type of abilities. But I just wanted to let you guys know that if you try these things out, they work. But I would recommend that you try meditation first before you try a plant medicine. I mean, you can smoke weed every day and you're totally good, and that's extra happiness. Remember that the weed is extra happiness. You know what I mean? I'm feeling super happy after I leave the gym, and then I smoke a joint and I'm feeling even happier. You know what I mean? I mean, but you got to remember, you're going to build up a tolerance to weed too. So you got to kind of space it out. And don't get too crazy. Try to. One of the other secrets to life is moderation. Moderation will extend your life. Drinking 4 ounces of wine twice a day will extend your life, and that's moderation. That's a moderate dosage. So, I wanted to give like a like simple workout that I think is really easy, that you can do anywhere, because it's like you have all these not insane, but you have like all these like thousands of different workout apps and diet apps, and you can't go into a gym without like the trainers trying to like get you to buy a used car or something. You know what I mean? And it's like it's not necessary, because I mean, like, you look at the people in the 1920s, like Steve Reeves and all those guys back in those old days, all those like all those old timers, like the old strongman, the old bodybuilders, like Sandow and Steve Reeves. They didn't have the advantages we have now, and they were shredded, they were ripped, and they were strong as fuck. They were stronger than shit, and they had the type of strength where they could crush rocks in their hands. That's a rare strength, and they had abs. Those guys had abs. So one thing that you can do that I thought of the other day was, like, instead of like getting all crazy about the latest exercise equipment, the latest $2,000 bike, or the latest fat burning supplement infomercial that comes on at 3 a.m, why not just take your lead hand, your jab, either your left hand or your right hand, and you don't need a punching bag. Why don't just throw try to do 100 punches, just 100 jabs with your lead arm, just wherever you're sitting or standing. Try to do 100 punches. If you can do 100 easily, do 200 punches. And watch how fast the sweat starts to roll off your head. And it doesn't take anything. You can be sitting down, watching Pornhub on your television, or watching watching the Witcher on Netflix, and just throw 100 punches, 100 jabs with your lead hand, and make sure you extend it out, not like little mini punches, mini punch jabs like they do in Taibo or whatever. Just do a regular jab, and if you want a greater effect, do the punches really slow. Do 100 slow jabs in a row, 100 punches in a row, and do it really slow, or you can do it really fast. Bring it back to your chin, then extend it out and a jab. Bring it back to your chin and back out. Try to do 100 of them, or do 50 of them. But watch how tired your shoulder will get, and watch how fast the sweat will start to roll off your head. Because you're working your heart, you're working your muscles, and you're doing something that could save your life. You know what I mean? Because that's in boxing, you'll do a lot of punches like that. You do 100 punches, 220 punches, 30-point punches, in combos like that, different combos, and you'll work up the numbers like that. But if you're just sitting watching TV, try and do that, and then you can skip the gym if you want. But you're going to get your heart pumping, and the sweat's gonna start happening, and you're going to get a thermogenic effect. You're going to burn fat. And I've never known a boxer who didn't have really awesome shoulder muscles, delts, right? They all have awesome delts. In boxing, throwing those large numbers, repetition in punches like that, it builds your shoulders and it makes them look good. And it also burns fat. And it's if you're just sitting there watching TV, why not try it? Try 20 punches, try 100, try 200, and see what happens. Just try it out. It's a simple thing that you can do that doesn't require that you go to the gym. You could do it at your work, And if you leave your work and you're out in the parking lot, somebody messes with you, just jab them. They get like 5 jabs in a row is going to knock somebody out. You know what I mean? The eyes are going to water, blood's coming out the nose. It's an effective punch. That's a reason why Hoist Gracie and the Gracies used a jab in the first UFC tournaments, because boxing is effective. Boxing works. And it works in real life. Hitting somebody with that jab, that lightning fast jab, messes people up. And it's effective, and it works in real life. So give that a shot. See if it works for you, and see how you feel throughout the day. Because it'll get your heart rate up. And you can do it if you don't want to get your heart rate up too much. Just do it slow. Because it's something that's really good for you, exercise wise, and it can really, it could help you in a fight if you're ever in that situation. Hopefully you won't ever be in that type of a situation, but try that out and see how you feel throughout the day. See if you feel more calm and more at ease, or more just feel healthier. So anyway, I'm gonna head out now, and I hope that this information helped you guys. And I just want to know that if you have any health issues or mental health issues, it's not weakness to ask for help, and don't give up. Just try to outlast it through any way you can, because it will go up and down, and it will eventually subside if you do the right things. If you do certain things, you can get rid of it. So I just want you guys to let you know that there is hope for depression and things like that, and that you can beat it. And also I want you to know that you're never alone, even if you're by yourself. There's spirit guides around you. There's your human alien families. The ascended masters are there. Most of the time you can't see them, but you will get to the point where you can see them if you're meditating every day and asking them for help. So ask for help if it's for depression, or if you're trying to reach enlightenment. Go and ask somebody for help, because there is help available. So I hope you guys are healthy all your lives, and that you really have a an amazing life. All right, well, I'm going to head out now, so take it easy, and I'll see you at the dispensary. Bye.